Hi and welcome to the second edition of Lisburn Distillery TV. I'm Colin Hopkins.
And I'm Lydia Campbell, and today's show is packed full of news and reviews from Lisburn Distillery Football Club.
The big news coming out of Lisburn Distillery this week is of course the draw of the Irish Cup, where the Whites have been pitted against the PSNI in the 5th round. What's your thoughts on that one, Lydia?
I think it's going to be a really tough game. PSNI are playing in the league above us in the Championship. They beat us in pre-season and they're going to be the favourites for this game, and I think the management team have a really tough task in their hands.
Yeah, but it's a game we can win though.
Yes, absolutely. The beauty of the Cup is that the underdog can come up and can beat whoever they're up against, and we've proven during pre-season when we beat Annie United, we gave Linfield a really tough game here, that we can play against the bigger teams, and I wouldn't put it past us to put in a real performance on the day.
Yeah, very much so. The other big news coming out of that actual draw was the fact that the games had to be switched from New Grosvenor Stadium over to New Forge Lane, the home of the PSNI. Now, some people have been asking exactly why that happened, so for those who haven't actually looked at the rules of the competition, this is exactly how they read. It says, should an intermediate club that enters the competition at the first entry level, e.g. Lisburn Distillery, be drawn against a senior club, e.g. the PSNI, then the tie will be played at the registered home venue of the senior club, which is the PSNI. But that's the rules. It's a new one this season, but unfortunately it's one we'll probably have to abide by. What's your thoughts on that? I
mean, it's disappointing. Whenever you play in the Cup, a home tie is generally what you want. You know, you have the home support, and you don't have to travel. But I don't think that the change of venue is going to change the management team's approach to the game. I think they have a very strong game plan, and whether we were at home or away, they're going to stick to that game plan. So I don't think on the day it's going to make a massive amount of difference. Yeah,
it's a good playing service down there, and we're only 2 miles away from home, so it's not like we have to travel the length of the country. So happy enough with that. I was at the draw on Tuesday with Colin McIlwaine, the distillery manager, and also with Aaron Harris. And after the draw, I spoke to Colin just to get his thoughts on how things panned out. Here's what he had to say. Okay, Colin, so the draw is pitted us against the PSNI. Home draw, possibly, but there's a chance it might be reversed. But what's your overall thoughts on the tie anyway?
Yeah, I think with the home draw against the PSNI being the Championship one side, it's definitely one that I would have been fancied. But to hear that it may have to be changed to go to them, as much as they've got a really good pitch, it gives them that wee bit of an advantage. But I think a lot of people around the club would have wanted the big day out. Me personally, I was hoping for a game that we could maybe go and progress to the last 16. And I suppose we have to be fancying ourselves to go and give PSNI a good run for their money. So if we do have to go to them, we'll not dwell on it too much. It's a super surface, and I'm always crying out about it. Our boys wanting to play football, so we'll look forward to it anyway.
We played them pre-season. It'd be fair to say on that day there was very little between the two teams. I mean, it took the last 10 minutes for them to actually really win the game. Does that give you a bit of confidence going into the time?
The pre-season games are hard to read into. I know they had a few boys missing on that night, and obviously both teams were making changes throughout the game. I know the PSNI, I know a lot of their players, I know their management team, I know what quality they have through from their goalkeeper right through. So certainly we will be the underdogs going into that game. But certainly we'll be going to give it our best shot to try and get into the last 16.
So overall, would you say you're happy with the draw overall then?
I'm much happier if we're guaranteed a home fixture.
But you'll take it, you have no choice.
You have to take what's given to you.
Okay, Colin, thanks for your time.
We now move on to our Echlinville Distillery Player of the Month, and for November it was no surprise to see William Wharry pick up the award. What are your thoughts on this, Colin?
I think it was pretty justifiable. I think William was fantastic last month. Even for the last couple of months he's been really top class. I'm delighted to see him get the award. I know on this occasion he won a bottle of Jawbox gin, so he was delighted with that. And just on that point, I'd just really like to say a big thank you to our sponsors, the Echlinville Distillery, who have sponsored the awards this year. I know the club greatly appreciates it, I know the players greatly appreciate it, so thanks very much guys for doing that for us. I know you had a chance to interview William a few games ago. How did he come across to you?
Yeah, really professional, and you know, it was after a game that the boys had lost 1-0 down at Banbridge, and they were very disappointed, and there was no shying away from how they performed. He was very professional about it and was immediately looking forward, saying what the boys were going to do to fix it. And I think that that approach to the game is a real positive in the dressing room, and I believe that the younger boys as well are particularly going to be able to learn from that. So I think he's a real asset to the club.
Yeah, very much agree. I think you did miss a trick in that video. You forgot to ask him why he was called Wurzel. This is the great mystery of the story. So did he give you any inklings as to what that was about?
He did not at all. I have not managed to find out yet, so that's going to be my aim for the next few months. I think, find out why he's called Wurzel.
I think people in my era might sort of remember Wurzel Gummy Tube. It was a scarecrow on a children's programme on over years ago. You hardly remember that? No, I don't think so. So that's a question still to be answered.
Yeah, still to be answered. Well, naturally, William was delighted with his award, and just afterwards he caught up with David Hunter just to give his thoughts on his success.
Wurzel, congratulations on your award, the Echlinville Distillery Player of the Month for November 2016. What does it mean to you to pick up the award this month?
It's it's a big honour. It's always nice to get personal accolades as well. It's I thought it was tight between all the defenders and Tony as well. So it's a nice thing to get. It's always nice to get awards and be recognised for your personal achievements.
As you say, it was tight with the defence. The defence has been strong the last number of weeks. Another clean sheet today. A win over St Luke's in the Irish Cup takes us into the 5th round. Just your thoughts on that.
The Irish Cup's massive. I played in the semi-final against the Glens when I was at Lorne, and it's a big. So it's the biggest tournament in the country. Everybody wants to be in it, and the next draw, with the big boys. So it's one side of it, you're wanting the big draw, you're wanting the big team. The other side, you want the team where you think you can go out and beat, you have a chance to progress. But the other way, we're going to we'll obviously be up for it, and we look forward to going down another draw.
Yep, it's been a good season for you. It didn't start off quite so well on the first day with the fractured rib down at Crumlin Star. I think it's fair to say, when I interviewed you for the programme, you told me you had a bit of a smile on your face. The last few weeks, and in the second half in particular, you put one sublime ball over the top, and your mate behind on the terrace and was shouting, "Well done, Wurzel." Enjoying your football here at the Whites?
I'm loving it. It's always... There's no point doing something unless you like it, and for a couple of years there I was just playing, I was going through the motions, and like a lot of boys here, everybody's really enjoying it with Mark and Jordy, and all the boys are great and we're all pushing in the right direction. And obviously, if you're getting the praise from the fans, even last week the fans could have walked home.
Yep.
But they clapped us, they applauded us at the end, for giving it a go, even though we didn't play well, but they're still there, so it's always nice. And I think all the boys are we're all in the same boat, and everybody wants the same thing. So it's nice, and when you're enjoying your football, it's the main thing, I suppose.
Good. Okay. Well done again on your award, and thanks for joining me this afternoon.
No problem. I'd just like to thank Echlinville Distillery as well for the award. All the boys, they really enjoy it, and as I say, my wife will enjoy this here.
Okay. Thank you.
So that brings us almost to the end of this particular episode of Lisburn Distillery Television. I understand before we go, Lydia, you have some information on a disciplinary matter?
Yes, so following his recent sending off against Banbridge Town, Rhys Granger has been hit with a 7-game ban from the IFA Discipline Committee, which means we won't see him again in action until early 2017.
But unfortunately, because he has sort of settled into the team well this season.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he wasn't starting at the beginning of the season, but he's really came to life since the Lisburn Rangers game, when he put in a superb performance and he managed to hold on to the shirt. I think it's a real shame for him, but at the end of the day, that's football, and that's something that he will learn from, which is the positive that we can take out of it.
Very much agree. Look forward to seeing Rhys back in the start of 2017. So that brings us to the end of this particular episode of Lisburn Distillery TV. Thanks as ever for watching, and thank you also for your support for Lisburn Distillery Football Club.
So until next time, it's bye from me, Lydia Campbell.
And from me, Colin Hopkins.
Come on, you Whites!